You probably use AI every single day, right? Whether it's picking your next favorite show or just answering a random question on your phone. But what if I told you that the idea behind all that tech didn't start in Silicon Valley? What if I told you its history stretches back centuries? Let's peel back the layers on the deep history of AI. So, let me ask you straight up. When you hear AI, what comes to mind? Something from the internet age, right? Something new? Yeah, most of us think that. But that picture of this recent futuristic tech, well, it's about to get a serious reality check. You see, the common story is that AI is a product at the last, 30 or 40 years. But the real story? Whoa, it goes so much deeper. We're talking about core concepts that were being dreamed up and debated long before the first light bulb ever flickered on. Seriously. Okay, before we jump in our time machine, let's just ground ourselves right here, right now. The AI we're talking about, it's the engine behind your streaming recommendations. It's the voice in your smart speaker. You get it. It feels super new and cutting edge, but it's really standing on the shoulders of some very, very old giants. And now, let's start that journey. We are rewinding the clock, and not just by decades. No, we're going back millennia to find the very first sparks of this incredible idea. This quest for AI, it wasn't just technical, you know? It was deeply philosophical. You see it in the ancient Greek myths of automata, these mechanical servants. You see it in the incredibly detailed, self-operating clocks from Arabic engineers. Even in legends like the Golem. Humanity has just always been fascinated with making artificial life. And at the same time, you had philosophers like Descartes and Leibniz chasing this idea of a universal logic, a pure system of thought that maybe you could build into a machine. And this timeline, wow, it just lays out the massive scale of this whole story. We go from mechanical birds in ancient Greece to the first glimmer of what we call software in 1843, to the moment the field finally gets its name, all the way to that little supercomputer you carry around in your pocket. This was a multi-century marathon, not some recent sprint. Okay, let's jump forward to the 1800s. This is where the dream of a thinking machine really starts to take on a more mechanical shape, all thanks to a couple of incredible visionaries. Meet the analytical engine. This thing, designed by Charles Babbage, was a breathtaking leap forward. It wasn't just a fancy calculator. Nope. It was designed to be programmable, a general-purpose machine that could follow a whole set of instructions. It was, for all intents and purposes, the original blueprint for the modern computer. But it was Babbage's collaborator, the amazing Ada Lovelace, who saw its true potential. Just listen to this quote. She realized the machine could do way more than just crunch numbers. She saw that it could manipulate any kind of symbol, that it could compose music or create art. She was basically describing software, 100 years before the first electronic computers were even a thing. Just incredible. All right, let's jump forward again, this time to the mid-20th century. All the theoretical groundwork has been laid, and now a new generation of thinkers is about to tackle the big question head-on and finally give this ancient quest its modern identity. And that brings us to the great Alan Turing. He came up with this really simple but elegant test he called the imitation game. The question was simple. Can a machine have a conversation with a person and convince that person that it's also human? That simple idea has profoundly shaped the entire field. It gave us a benchmark and a huge debate that's still going on today. I mean, think about it for a second. With the chatbots and voice assistants we have right now, how close are we to passing that test? Could a modern AI carry on a conversation with you and make you believe you were talking to another person? It's not just a theoretical question anymore, is it? And here it is, the moment it all became official. In the summer of 1956, a group of researchers got together at Dartmouth College, and it was right there that they officially gave their field of study a name, artificial intelligence. The ancient dream now had a modern title and a place to grow. But look, the path from that conference to your smartphone, it was not a straight line. Not at all. The field was about to go through decades of huge hopes, some pretty crushing disappointments, and then finally, a powerful rebirth. Yeah, progress just stalled. The initial hype got way ahead of what the technology could actually deliver, and that led to what everyone now calls the AI winters. You can see it right here on the chart. After that first burst of excitement, funding and interest just plummeted through the 70s and 80s. For a while there, it looked like the promise of AI might fade away completely. But then the thaw began. New ideas started popping up, like expert systems. These were early AIs designed to copy the decision-making of a human expert in one specific area. But the real game changer was the development of neural networks, which are inspired by the human brain. And all of this happened to coincide with two other massive shifts: the explosion of digital data from the internet and this insane exponential growth in pure computing power. The winter was over. And this brings us all the way back, full circle. That little bit of magic in your phone that understands what you're saying or suggests the perfect photo filter, that isn't the product of a few years of coding in a garage. No, it is the direct descendant of a dream that is literally thousands of years old, stretching from Greek myths all the way to Ada Lovelace's incredible vision. It took centuries of philosophy, engineering, failures, and breakthroughs to get us right here, to this moment. And that leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question to think about. If this is what the past chapters look like, what on earth is the next one going to be?